Jax, tell the fine people hello and welcome to the podcast. Woof. Jax says, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of the Millennial Mastermind Podcast. Special midweek segment, the Mastermind Grind. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Very excited to have you here. And today I want to talk about a concept that many of you are probably familiar with, but I want to give it a little bit of a spin that you may not have heard with this particular concept. So what I'm talking about today is the compound effect. So yeah, you've probably heard this talked about in a finance course by your mom or dad giving you investing advice, usually around the topic of money and specifically investing. So if you're not familiar with this concept, what it is that if you continuously invest even small increments over time as they accrue interest and you continue to invest those small increments, the effect of the compounded interest has huge results on the overall sum of your wealth, of that investment, and it just massively surpasses the actual amount of money that you put into that fund. To give you a little bit of a visual, I'll use a simple analogy that I certainly did not invent. It's been around for a while, but I'll use it to get the point across. So say, for instance, that you start a 30-day investing challenge and you have the option to either take $1 million and just walk away with that $1 million, or you're given the option to take 1 penny with the caveat that every day for 30 days, the value of that penny will double. Which would you choose? 1 penny or $1 million and the ability to walk away with it right now? If you said the penny, well, let's explore that. So with the penny, you're doubling it every day. So you think about those first couple of days, and you're not really seeing that much of an impact. Day 1, you double it. You have 2 cents. Day 2, you double that again. You have 4 cents. Day 3, you double it again. You have 8 cents. Day 4, you have 16 cents. Day 5, you have 32 cents. By the end of the week, you're just over $1. It doesn't sound that compelling, does it? Well, let's hold on a second because things start to get very interesting. Because as you continue down this road, by day 16, you're already at $655 and you're just over halfway through. By day 20, you're looking at over $10,000. And where are you at come day 30? Over $10 million. And so for those of you who have heard this analogy before, you're probably not overwhelmed by this growth, but it really helps to make a great visual to the power of compounding. And sure, you're not going to make an investment that doubles every single day, but just think about that growth. You can visualize it as a hockey stick in the chart if you were to plot out this growth. That first week, it is almost flat, the amount of growth that you're seeing. Very small increments. Very little does it climb that ladder. Second week, a little bit more, but by the end of that line is shooting straight up. You are just through the roof with how quickly that investment was growing. So the spin that I wanted to put on this to talk about today was that, sure, a lot of us have heard about the compound effect and its impact that it can have in investing. Definitely a great point. I highly suggest that you're continuously investing your finances. But the area that I want to talk about, and not within the financial realm where I'm certainly no expert, is the compound effect when it comes to not just money, but skills and effort. You see, a very similar effect plays out when you do things every single day. So let's talk about meditation, for example. Maybe you have just picked up meditating or you're thinking about it, and you start to do it. You do it every day for a week. How do you feel on day 7 after doing this for 1 week? Well, who knows? Maybe it's been life-altering, but odds are you haven't changed that much. It hasn't had that deeply rooted impact in your life. But now let's push that out 2-3 years of continuously making that investment of your time, of your effort, and doing that continuously on a regular basis, making those small investments every day, just a few minutes, and all of a sudden you're seeing huge returns on that investment because it has totally transformed the way that you perceive the world around you, your mindfulness, the way that you think and see life as it happens to you. And look out 30 years. Think about the Tibetan monks who have been doing this for 50 or 60 years, and they've reached such a masterful level. These are those guys dressed in robes who are constantly smiling, and they love life because they have mastered this art, this technique, this investment on a daily basis, and it has brought their mindfulness, their awareness beyond their bodies to a whole nother level that most of us can never even imagine. And it doesn't just end there. I mean, it's the same with working out. No, maybe you're not going to be bench pressing 1 million pounds if you do this over time, but your health levels, if you do some sort of exercise every single day or 3 times a week, let's call it, and you make that investment, over time, it is going to have a massive impact on your health levels. When you're 60 years old and you're standing next to a 60-year-old who hasn't been working out their entire life, if that person is fortunate enough to still be around, there's going to be no doubt who is making those small investments throughout their lives. And it works with so many other areas. When you are building a business, with this podcast, for example, doing small things every single day. The first week or 2 weeks or 2 months that I was doing it, there were very small, negligible notices in impacts. But as I've been doing it now for almost an entire year, I'm starting to see that growth curve go up a little bit. And I have no doubt that that's going to continue and snowball. And I'm going to see that hockey stick growth. And it could be the exact same with anything that you put your mind to, and you put those investments in on a regular basis and continue to do it and just believe and watch it grow, baby, grow. So that's my little spiel for you guys on this lovely midweek segment of the Mastermind Grind. I hope that this gives you the motivation and the energy to power through the rest of your week. We'll be here again next week with another fantastic episode and with a wonderful guest on Monday, and then right back here, middle of the week, for an episode of The Mastermind Grind. Thanks, guys. Now get out there and make it happen.